One of the, we talked with a friend of yours, Matt Hammett, on Wednesday.
Yes.
Matt is the lead singer for Sanctus Real, and I don't care what you say, they're the hottest Christian rock band in the world. But Matt is now pretty much at the beginning of this journey.
Yes, with the same defect.
With the very same heart defect for his young son, Bowen. And one of the things that he kind of talks about is turning pain into purpose. And certainly your family has had its share of pain and struggle and challenges, and you have, through your foundation, through your organization, Hearts of Hope, you have turned it into purpose. Yes. Tell us a little bit about the origin of Hearts of Hope.
Well, Hearts of Hope began very soon after Tommy was born, and we came home from the hospital. It was basically, it was born out of a play group, and the cool thing is that we had a home visiting nurse that came to our house, and she came a couple times. I was new at everything and quite fearful, and she came in my house one morning, and she said, "Gosh, you're the second patient I've seen today with a boy with HLHS." And I said, "What?" Because this is 10 years ago. And, I thought we were probably the only people in Michigan that had such a situation. And she said, yeah, somebody not too far away. And I said, well, you need to tell that mother that I'm here and I want to, get to know her. And so with that, the two of us met, and we found out that there were actually two other little boys in the same area with the same heart defect.
Wow. And
the four of us got together a couple weeks later, started just to do that on a regular basis, and then we continued to grow some more.
Yeah.
So
really it was born out of this play group of moms that each had the child in the same situation.
Yes.
First of all, what a great support for you guys to have each other, because I would imagine that's a very alone feeling.
Yes.
When you don't know anyone with that. But then out of that was born Hearts of Hope of Southeast Michigan.
Right.
You guys are a tremendous organization. I've had the privilege of just sort of seeing some of the great things that you do. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and who you help?
Yes, we have grown so much over the years, which has been a blessing, and we are a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to create awareness and spread hope. We now have hundreds of members that are part of Hearts of Hope. We do so many things for the families. We do 2 events each year, one during Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week, which is coming up this week, where the kids just get together and eat pizza and play and be normal. And then in the fall, we do another party for all the families and just getting them together so they can meet each other and get support. We also have a care bag program for both hospitals that deal with these types of defects, which is Detroit Children's and U of M Mott. And we provide meal cards and debit cards and just...
Your care bag program, tell us about that. What's in the bag?
Well, what's in the bag? Our bag has evolved and changed over the years, but right now the bag includes a really cool little pillow that you need to have to hug after you've had an open heart surgery, and it's real small for a child. And then we have meal cards in there for the cafeteria for the hospital that they're in. And we do like a water bottle, a notebook to take notes in, and just a nice little tote bag and things like that. And then we just added to that care bag program a little heart transplant sister, quote unquote, of Tommy, Lindsay. She received her heart 2 days after Tommy did, and her mother is doing Love from Lindsay baskets, and they are specifically geared toward infants who've had open heart surgery, and they're just beautiful baskets that Hearts of Hope supports the creation of those.
Right, and then those are different things, like they put the little onesies that can have the tubes and the monitor things all through them, because the onesie kind of opens up in the front.
Right.
We're talking with Colleen Schomaker, one of the founders of Hearts of Hope, a tremendous support organization here in Southeast Michigan. Are there any other Hearts of Hope chapters, or is it pretty much Michigan?
Yeah, I kind of refer to us as a grassroots type organization. We're just sort of here. We're a bunch of moms who have children who are in and out of the hospital, and some of us have full-time jobs, and it's just when we can devote the time to it, we do, and we don't have any desire to go much bigger, but we're here for Southeast Michigan, and there's a big need here.
If you know anyone with congenital heart defect, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask Colleen, our number is 866-423-9578. Colleen, how do people reach you? How do they? Before I get into that, let me ask you this: what are some of the big obstacles for families who are going through that? What are the biggest needs that they have?
Well, I would say the support and not feeling alone is a huge thing. There's a lot of financial burden that comes with this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time that you spend away from your family. You want to be there with your child at the hospital, but you have other that's a huge part of it, I would say, is getting that support from friends, family, and financial.
Well, one of the things that Pastor Carl talked about earlier with these donor families, I know this week in the news there was another donor family. Our state rep, Kevin DeLay, his son Thomas died in a tree cutting accident, and they donated his organs as well. I know that you have such a heart for your donor family, and this has been an interesting, I think it's been just in the last month or two now, you guys have had a chance to kind of connect to that family, and I know what an emotional experience that's been. And give us a little bit of how you process that.
Yeah, it takes time for sure, and it's an amazing blessing that we have connected with them, because not all donor families get to meet, but we have met, not in person yet, but we hope to someday, and we've traded emails and letters and sent packages to each other at Christmas, and just recently over Christmas we received a picture of our donor and little 5-year-old Audrey, and just it's a blessing to have that picture. It's also emotional to look at that, but we talk about it, we process it. Tommy gets it in his 10-year-old mind, and he, we just talk about it a lot, and talk about how she didn't have to die in order for Tommy to get a heart, but God was calling her home, and through that tragedy, he was
and I remember being in the hospital with you guys, and one of the very first things you did was you prayed for that donor family. I mean, your own son is undergoing his now 6th, really, open heart surgery, and this time they are replacing his heart. And the first thing you did was you prayed for that family, and I just remember what a humbling moment that was, I think, for all of us, and just to recognize that, someone else's grief has turned into your joy. And and so now tell us just how Tommy's doing, because I know we're running out of time, but I just want to know how he's doing.
Medically speaking, he's doing well. We are finally sort of at a smooth spot in the medical stuff, because it's a lot, and even though you get a transplant, it doesn't mean it's over. And as the doctors at U of M tell us, you're just trading one set of issues for another. But he's doing well medically. We just have a lot of adjustment issues that you never know what those are going to be like till you're in it, and so we're dealing with those on a daily basis. But he's doing well, and he's running and playing, and things that he just couldn't do before.
And you have,
praise Jesus.
You do have an extraordinary community of people surrounding you with love. And we actually could talk with Colleen forever, because we've left out whole big chunks of their story, but in the constraints of time, how do people find out about Hearts of Hope? How do they support it?
We have a website, www.heartsofhopemi.org, and I know you'll have a link to that too on your site. So that's the best way to get a hold of us, and you can even get a hold of me directly through that site.
Right.
So
www.heartsofhopemi for Michigan.org.